Close your eyes for a moment and gently place your hand on your belly. Go beyond the surface. Imagine deeper, past the skin, past the muscle. What if I told you that, at this very moment, a type of fat is silently enveloping your organs like a mist, influencing your liver, heart, and pancreas, altering their functions, and affecting how your body processes sugar, manages inflammation, and even how clearly you think? This isn't the fat you can pinch. It's hidden from external view. You could be lean, even athletic, and still possess it. It doesn't jiggle. It conceals itself and communicates. Here's a harsh truth most people never confront. Visceral fat isn't merely stored energy. It's metabolically active tissue that releases hormones, triggers inflammation, and impacts your hunger, mood, and susceptibility to disease. And yet, there's a fascinating enigma. In Japan, a subtle strategy is widely employed, one not characterized by restriction or deprivation, but by rhythm, gentleness, and respect for the body's innate intelligence. Most believe that reducing visceral fat requires hardship, intense effort, less food, and combating one's own body. But what if the actual secret lies in the opposite approach? If you've ever been frustrated that dieting doesn't seem to tackle the deep, internal fat, then hit that like button, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change your perspective. And if you desire more composed, scientifically supported insights that honor your body as the intricate system it is, subscribe. No hype, just clarity. Stay with me, because what I'll discuss next is rarely covered, especially by those peddling quick fixes. Let's begin by defining visceral fat. Imagine your abdominal cavity as a meticulously organized warehouse, housing your liver, intestines, pancreas, and kidneys. Now, visualize that warehouse packed. Unlike subcutaneous fat, the soft layer beneath your skin that you can grasp, visceral fat wraps around your organs. It secretes inflammatory molecules called cytokines. It directly releases free fatty acids into your liver. It interferes with insulin signaling and even influences how your brain perceives hunger. Here's a startling fact. You can have a normal BMI and still possess dangerously high levels of visceral fat. Studies indicate that up to 30% of individuals considered metabolically obese appear slender externally. The mirror deceives, the scale misleads, but biology does not. In Japan, this understanding is deeply ingrained. The Japanese government actually measures waist circumference during annual health checkups, not as an aesthetic measure, but as a metabolic indicator. They understand that visceral fat is the primary driver of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, abnormal cholesterol, and an increased risk of heart disease. But what makes this particularly intriguing is that Japanese culture doesn't treat the body as a malfunctioning machine needing repair. Instead, they view it as a garden requiring care. The methods they adopt, walking, gentle eating patterns, specific movement habits, and cultural norms surrounding portion control and meal timing are not about deprivation. They are about harmony. Consider visceral fat as an alarm system stuck in the on position. It initially functioned as protection, your body storing energy in anticipation of famine, reacting to stress, inflammation, and inadequate sleep. However, when it remains active for too long, the alarm itself becomes the problem. Your body isn't sabotaging you, it's trying to protect you. It simply needs the correct signals to calm down, reset, and release. Let's explore what genuinely transpires within your body as you begin to lose visceral fat the Japanese way. This isn't about comparing day 1 to day 30. It's about comprehending the sequence of changes so you can trust the process, even when the scale remains unchanged. In the early phase, the awakening, spanning days 1 to 14, what internal changes occur? During the first 2 weeks, your body is receptive. You haven't lost significant fat yet, but a deeper transformation is underway. When you start daily walking, a fundamental element of the Japanese approach, your muscles begin to absorb glucose from your bloodstream without requiring as much insulin. This is a crucial development. It's akin to lowering the volume on the hormonal imbalance visceral fat creates. Concurrently, if you adhere to a gentle eating rhythm, 3 meals a day, no snacking, with extended overnight fasting periods, a common pattern in traditional Japanese eating, your insulin levels remain low for longer durations. Low insulin is the key that unlocks fat stores. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper. When it's high, fat remains sequestered. When it drops, the gates open. Why does this happen? Your body utilizes two fuel sources, sugar and fat. Most modern individuals are perpetually in sugar-burning mode because insulin is consistently elevated. Walking after meals and extending the overnight fast, say 12 to 14 hours, teaches your body to switch fuel sources. It's like instructing a hybrid vehicle to use its electric motor instead of solely burning gasoline. What signal is the body responding to? Consistency. Your body doesn't react to a single walk or one meal. It responds to consistent patterns. After about a week of steady, gentle cues, movement, meal timing, stress reduction, your cells start producing new mitochondria, your cellular power plants, and improving insulin sensitivity. You won't observe this in the mirror, but internally, the fog begins to dissipate. How is the body adapting? Your liver commences clearing out stored fat. Hepatic steatosis often accompanies visceral fat. Your inflammatory markers start to decrease. Your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, begin to recalibrate. You might notice less intense hunger between meals or slightly improved sleep. This is your body whispering, "I feel safe. I can let go now." Okay, a brief pause. Let's discuss why visceral fat is so persistent in the first place. Metaphorically speaking, it serves as a rapidly accessible energy reserve for the liver in emergencies. It's prime real estate. So, when your body requires energy, it doesn't immediately access this vital store. It first taps into the outer storage units. Only when it perceives true safety, when stress is low, when it's not constantly inundated with sugar, and when it trusts that famine isn't imminent, does it finally unlock that central vault. This is why crash diets fail. They activate the body's alarm system, causing your body to cling tighter to visceral fat because it perceives starvation. The Japanese approach is like calmly assuring the security system, "It's all right, we're safe, you can open the doors now." No alarms, no panic, just gentle, consistent signals. During the middle phase, the shift, spanning weeks 3 to 8, what internal changes occur? Things become truly interesting. Around weeks 3 to 4, if you've maintained consistent patterns, daily walking, synchronized meal timing, adequate sleep, your body crosses a metabolic threshold. Scientists refer to this as metabolic flexibility. Your cells become bilingual, proficient in burning both sugar and fat. Here's what's happening at the cellular level. Your visceral fat cells are shrinking, not because you're depriving them, but because they are finally being accessed. During those extended overnight fasts and after your walks, your body quietly extracts triglycerides from these deep fat stores, breaks them down, and utilizes them for fuel. But there's more. Visceral fat cells also start producing fewer of the inflammatory molecules that were impeding your organs. Your liver begins to function more efficiently. Your pancreas no longer has to exert as much effort to regulate blood sugar. It's as if the fog isn't just thinning, it's actively dissipating. Why does this happen? Your hormones are recalibrating. Leptin, the satiety hormone that visceral fat was obstructing, finally communicates clearly with your brain. You feel satisfied with less food, not due to forced portion control, but because your brain is receiving the signal, "We have enough." Adiponectin, a protective hormone suppressed by visceral fat, begins to rise. This hormone enhances insulin sensitivity and possesses anti-inflammatory properties. It's your body's way of indicating, the danger has passed, we can now repair. In Japan, this phase corresponds with the concept of hara hachibu, eating until 80% full. This isn't a dietary rule, it's a cultural practice born from heeding your body's genuine signals rather than the distorted ones stemming from metabolic dysfunction. What signals is the body responding to? Safety and rhythm. Your body has been tracking your behavior for weeks. No extreme calorie restrictions, no punishment, no erratic eating, just gentle consistency. The nervous system, particularly the parasympathetic branch, your rest and digest mode, remains activated more frequently. When you're not in fight or flight, your body prioritizes healing and fat metabolism. How is the body adapting? Your waistline might start to change, but more significantly, your energy levels stabilize. You're not experiencing afternoon crashes. Your sleep deepens. Some individuals notice enhanced mental clarity. Brain fog dissipates. This is because visceral fat was releasing inflammatory molecules that crossed the blood-brain barrier. You might not observe dramatic weight loss on the scale, But if you measure your waist circumference, as they do in Japan, you would see it decreasing. That signifies the reduction of visceral fat. The scale measures weight. The waist measures metabolic health. In the advanced phase, the new normal, extending from weeks 8 to 16 and beyond, what internal changes manifest? By this point, your body has fundamentally altered its relationship with fat storage. Your insulin sensitivity has substantially improved. Your inflammation markers, C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, are lower. Your liver fat has diminished. Some studies indicate a visceral fat loss of 10 to 20% within this time frame through gentle, sustainable approaches. But here's the profound aspect. Your body has learned to trust again. It's no longer hoarding visceral fat as protection against perceived threats. The metabolic alarm system has been disarmed. Why does this happen? Neurologically, you've established new habits. Walking after meals is no longer a chore. It's automatic. Eating with a rhythm feels natural. Your gut microbiome has even transformed accordingly. Research indicates that beneficial bacteria, particularly those that produce short-chain fatty acids known for their anti-inflammatory properties, thrive when individuals consistently consume fiber-rich foods, much like the emphasis in a traditional Japanese diet. What signal does the body respond to in this scenario? It's not your confidence, but your body's own. At a cellular level, your organs have spent months experiencing reduced inflammatory stress, consistent energy supply, and restorative sleep. Your body isn't merely shedding fat, it's reconfiguring how it manages energy and adapting to new conditions. This is where the reduction of visceral fat accelerates exponentially. The less visceral fat you possess, the easier it becomes to lose more. This effectiveness stems from the fact that visceral fat itself previously created a hormonal environment that hindered its reduction. It transforms from a vicious cycle into a virtuous one. Your mitochondria operate more efficiently, your muscles become more adept at drawing glucose from your bloodstream, and your fat cells are more responsive to signals prompting them to release stored energy. Essentially, you've upgraded your metabolic programming. Let's examine the evidence, as this isn't mere conjecture, it's biology supported by scientific research. For decades, scientists believed that all fat was fundamentally the same, simply stored calories. The prevailing advice was straightforward: eat less, move more, and create a caloric deficit. However, many individuals who lost weight still developed diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic dysfunction. The crucial missing element was the location of fat storage. Our current understanding, largely thanks to groundbreaking research published by Japanese scientists in 2008, reveals that visceral fat functions as an endocrine organ, actively secreting over 20 different hormones and inflammatory molecules. This discovery clarified why two individuals of the same weight could exhibit vastly different metabolic health. The issue wasn't the quantity of fat, but its placement and activity. Studies from Osaka University demonstrated that walking 10,000 steps daily, a practice popularized in Japan in the 1960s, significantly reduced visceral fat more effectively than subcutaneous fat, even without aggressive calorie restriction. This is because walking activates enzymes in your muscles that specifically target visceral fat deposits, a finding that surprised researchers. Here's an astonishing revelation. A 2019 study published in Cell Metabolism found that intermittent fasting patterns, even without caloric restriction, preferentially reduced visceral fat over subcutaneous fat. The mechanism involved extended periods of low insulin levels, which enabled the body to access these deep fat stores. Participants who simply ate within an 8 to 10 hour window, similar to traditional Japanese meal timings, experienced visceral fat loss while preserving muscle mass. Another surprising element is cold exposure, a practice common in Japanese culture, such as cold showers and winter bathing. This activates brown fat, a specialized type of fat that burns calories and may contribute to visceral fat reduction. Studies from Hokkaido showed that mild cold exposure increased metabolic rate and improved insulin sensitivity. However, it's important to note the safety context. This is not suitable for everyone, particularly those with eating disorders or diabetes. Despite rising obesity rates globally, Japan maintains lower rates of metabolic disease, even among its overweight population. The difference lies in cultural patterns that naturally support visceral fat reduction, such as walking as a primary mode of transportation, consistent meal timing, smaller portions, less processed food, and communal eating that encourages slower consumption. This isn't attributed to genetic fortune. Japanese Americans who adopt Western eating patterns develop visceral fat and metabolic diseases at rates comparable to other Americans. It's the lifestyle, not genetics. One more pivotal study deserves mention. Research from Tokyo Medical University tracked 500 individuals over 5 years who adopted what they called gentle lifestyle modification. This involved daily walking, eating until 80% full, consistent meal times, and adequate sleep, without gym attendance, calorie counting, or a restrictive mentality. The results showed an average visceral fat reduction of 25% to 30%. Even more remarkable were the improvements in mood, cognitive function, joint pain, and energy levels. Participants reported feeling like they had regained their true selves. This illustrates the power of collaborating with your body rather than struggling against it. What truly astonished the researchers was that the individuals who sustained these changes longest were not the most motivated at the outset. They were the ones who reframed their efforts as self-care, not self-control. They extended kindness to themselves on challenging days and viewed their body as a partner in the process. This reveals a profound truth. Sustainable visceral fat loss is not about willpower. It's about cultivating an environment, both internal and external, where your body feels secure enough to release it. Let's bring this full circle. You might have started watching this video feeling confused, frustrated, or even betrayed by your body, wondering why this stubborn fat persists, or why diets initially work then fail. Perhaps you questioned why the scale shows one thing, while your health feels different. Now you understand. Visceral fat is not your adversary. It's your body's intelligent response to signals it received: stress, inflammation, inconsistent energy, and perceived threats. It strategically enveloped your organs for protection, as a reserve for emergencies, and released hormones in an attempt to aid your survival. Yet, here is the beautiful truth. When you alter these signals, when you walk daily, eat in rhythm, sleep well, and reduce stress, your body doesn't just lose fat, it transforms. It shifts from survival mode to a thriving state. The mental fog dissipates, inflammation subsides, and hormones recalibrate. The Japanese approach is not a hack. It may not offer the quick fixes promised by diet culture, but it delivers fast results in the way that truly matters. It creates lasting changes that become part of who you are, rather than something you force yourself to do. Consider it this way. You are not trying to lose visceral fat. You are aiming to establish conditions where your body feels secure enough to release it. And when your body feels safe and trusts the patterns you are creating, it doesn't just shrink fat cells, it rebuilds your entire metabolic system. Here's what you can implement starting today. Walk. Not as punishment or to burn calories, but the signal to your body: we move, we are safe, we are alive. Take a 10-minute walk after meals, or 20 minutes in the morning. Aim for 10,000 steps if possible, but even 5,000 steps makes a significant difference. Eat in rhythm, 3 meals with a long overnight gap of 12 to 14 hours. This isn't about restriction, it's about giving your body the opportunity to access those deep fat stores, allowing insulin levels to drop, and opening the gates. Eat until 80% full. Don't measure or calculate, feel it. Put your fork down, wait 30 seconds, and ask your body, am I satisfied, or am I merely eating because it's there? Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Visceral fat thrives on sleep deprivation. Your body repairs, resets, and metabolizes fat most efficiently during sleep. Be gentle with yourself. On tough days when you skip a walk or eat past fullness, don't spiral or punish yourself. Simply observe and reset with the next meal. Your body doesn't demand perfection. It requires consistency. Here's the reframing that changes everything. Your body isn't broken, nor is it sabotaging you. It's responding intelligently to the environment you've been living in. When you change that environment, not through force, but through gentle, consistent signals, your body responds with intelligence, adaptation, and healing. Visceral fat loss isn't solely about physical appearance. It's about improved liver function, reduced stress on your heart, clearer cognitive function, stabilized energy levels, decreased inflammation, and a shrinking risk for disease. You're not just losing fat, you're reclaiming your life. So, my question for you is, what surprised you most? Was it the biology, the timeline, or the idea that your body is protecting you rather than sabotaging you? Perhaps it was learning that visceral fat communicates with your organs. Maybe it was realizing that the Japanese approach is about rhythm, not restriction. Or perhaps it was understanding that your body simply needs to feel safe. Share your thoughts in the comments. Someone reading your experience might need to hear it. They might be where you were 10 minutes ago, confused, frustrated, searching for answers. Your insight could be the very thing that helps them finally trust their body again. And if you desire more science-based explanations like this, without hype or fear, just clarity and respect for your body's intelligence, hit that subscribe button. In our next video, we'll explore common misunderstandings about insulin resistance and why ignoring it can silently undermine all your efforts.
This video is for educational purposes only and isn't medical advice. If you have any medical conditions or take prescription medications, please talk to your doctor before making any changes.